Okay, who just laughed? That's it. Unprofessional. Welcome to the American Sushi Podcast. My name is Evan. I'm one of your co-hosts, and with me I've got my other co-host, Too Spooky, also known as Brandon.
Hi.
Great.
He really didn't want to say it because I'm on the verge of being fired again.
That's what is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, we figured out.
Cool. And with us, we have the one, the only, lawnmower commentary extraordinaire, Jojo Talks Too Much.
That's still to this day my favorite stream I've ever done. Just stream bombing Spooky. Yeah, hello, it's me, Jojo. I do that thing. I talk too much about seasonal anime. That's the thing I do. It's me. Hello.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. And
thanks for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure.
Yes.
It's not going to be yours, though.
Exactly.
That's ominous.
Yeah, it is.
Right on.
For anyone who somehow doesn't know who you are, can you give a little brief explanation of like who you are, what you do, where you're found, your social security number, credit card info,
everything up to the last two? I will give you.
Oh, what about the security code?
That's 100 guesses we have to make.
Yeah, you're gonna have to guess. You're gonna have to guess my security number. But yeah, my name is Jojo. Funny enough, I've had that nickname since I was a kid. Everyone thinks that I got it from JoJo's, and it's like, no. Like, I was aware that JoJo's was a thing when I named the channel, but it comes from, like, me being a kid growing up and being called Jojo, and finding out about the bizarre adventure later and being like, oh, that's funny.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I've been talking about seasonal anime on the YouTube channel, Jojo Talks Too Much, for a while. Basically, I kind of just go off the cuff. I talk about different seasonal shows. I used to do it every day. Then I burnt out, and I decided I was going to wait a bit. I was going to space it out. But I do get about seven different... I'll talk about 7 different shows, like, every season, just kind of give my thoughts. I talk too much about each show, probably. It's all off the cuff. Some people love me, some people hate it. Like, some people think, I love the rambly stuff, and other people like, I hate him. He give opinion scary.
Oh, I feel that.
It's such a mood.
They're off the cuff?
Yeah, all of it, I don't, like, I have, like, when I watch an episode, I'll like, watch it without taking any notes, and then I'll basically just kind of, like, make, like, bullet points. So I'll just, like, I'll watch an episode, I'll just be like, I want to make sure that I talk about this, this, and this. But that's it. Like, it'll just be, like, talk about this thing that happened. Like, talk about this thing that happened, right? Like,
wow.
That's it. Yeah, everything else is just off the top of my head.
Oh, that's super impressive to me. I would have never expected that, because they seem almost scripted. Like, it's. I think a lot of them are well thought out that I've seen.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I know I couldn't do that talking off the cuff.
It's sometimes, like, you do hear me, like, ramble a lot, or I'll, like, sort of, like, pause to think of what I want to say next. I was and still am, like, a big Anthony Fantano guy.
Uh-huh.
And he had a video talking about how to speak eloquently, and I don't think I have that skill. But one of the things I liked about him was he said, like, go unscripted. Like, you don't have to script everything you say, and you can pause between sentences. Like, instead of saying, like, like, or whatever, you know, like, or like, you could just pause, which Obama does. I don't know if anybody noticed that. He doesn't say a lot. He'll just pause.
Thanks,
and it's
Obama.
like, yeah, thanks, Obama. But, like, yeah, like, I always thought that was a good way to do things, and so I will leave pauses in my videos sometimes. I just said so I just kind of uncredited myself.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, like, I think it's part of the charm of my content. It's very, like, I consider my content like the lo-fi hip-hop of AniTube. Like, you could just kind of show up, listen to me ramble. It's very lo-fi, and then just kind of carry. Like, I want to be, like, the comforting background noise of your day. Like, that's what I want to try to be.
I like that.
Yeah. 100%.
Thank you, guys.
So, in regards to your content as well, there's a big question that I had, because I don't think you've mentioned it yet, but you recently went through like a big transition of becoming a VTuber as well.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about that journey and like the decisions behind it and how that's kind of like affected your content and everything else?
Well, it's the thing is, like, for the most part, my content does have me off camera. So for the most part, like, whenever I show up on camera and I'm, you know, my lovely zombie self, people do get surprised. They're like, "What happened to you?" I'm like, I had a lovely meeting with Truck-kun, and it ended ended about how you'd expect. Found out my stats were too low, got sent back. So that's fun. But yeah, learning how to be a VTuber was an interesting journey. I didn't start the way I think a lot of people do. The first VTuber you come across usually sets the tone, I think. And the first one I stumbled across was a VTuber called Ayumi Onesan, who's more of an indie VTuber. They're not like connected with, you know, some big company like Hololive or they're not, or like VShojo or something. They're just sort of like, you know, just a regular Twitch VTuber, and I just thought that idea was super cool. I've never really been comfortable being on camera myself. Like it's not something I was ever super comfortable with. I was on camera during that time. I stream bombed Spooky.
I remember.
Yes. But it's not something I'm like totally comfortable with. I don't really even when I was like a teenager, I was like a theater kid. But
yeah.
I would go on stage and I would do all the stuff, but I didn't enjoy being front and center. I would always want to be like a background character or something. Like and eventually that transitioned to me directing the musicals that we would do.
Oh, cool.
Because it just wasn't like, I like having a hand in it. I like the arts, but I'm not a big fan of being out in the open like that.
Yeah.
So the VTuber definitely like the VTuber model allowed me to be on camera more, or less depending on what I'm doing. Like, again, like if I'm streaming, I'm on camera the whole time. If I'm doing videos, I'll usually show up occasionally. And every so often I scare people because they're like, "Whoa, I thought you were an adorable Hobbit boy." I'm like, and now I'm not. Now I got hit by Truck-kun, and now I'm a zombie. But it's been an interesting journey with the VTuber thing. Some people hate it. Absolutely hate it.
Really?
Yeah, so people were like, I hate it. I can't stand it. It's weird. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know how to break this to you, but you better prepare for a world where most people are VTubers.
It's blown up over the last...
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how long it's been since I even found out VTubers were a thing, but it's just everywhere now. So I guess that's another question that I have, too, is like kind of what are the challenges, would you say, with not only getting a VTuber and like... you know, getting all that set up, but also the fact that so many people are like also doing it. Does that make it harder, or what's that situation like?
I think it's a good thing. Like, I remember when the VTubing community was upset when I believe it was Pokimane got a VTuber model. Yeah, and people were like mad. I thought that was really bizarre because the more people who are, because VTubing in and of itself, like I said, like there's people who find it weird, right? They're like, that's weird and different.
Yeah.
I don't understand. It's still incredibly niche, despite how popular it seems to us. Like we're all in the sphere, so we know what these things are. Explaining to my family what the zombie thing was a mental Rubik's Cube I was not prepared for.
Really?
Yeah, like it was very complicated. And it's... the more people become aware of what VTubing is, the more mainstream and comfortable people will become with it, the more likely you are to find success. Like, if a big YouTuber wants to become a VTuber, like C-Dog did a video where he like commissioned 3 separate VTuber models, and he uses one occasionally, I believe. I don't really like watch a ton of C-Dog, but I remember that video blowing up in the VTubing community. And he's relatively close with like a lot of other VTubers, and you're seeing like the thing with me is that I wanted to be the first VTuber, like I wanted to be the first Anituber to become like fully VTuber, and I believe I was one of the first. I don't think I was necessarily the first, but I was definitely one of them. And that's the thing, is that the Anituber sphere and the VTubing sphere are very close.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've definitely noticed. And I think the more people get into it, the more they'll realize that it's really fun. And I think a buddy of mine compared it to Ready Player One, where like everybody has like an avatar, like that's going to become a thing. And I was like, yeah, like it's like VR chat's already pushing it there as well. Yeah. Like you can import your model into VR chat.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I think what this kind of reminds me of is like the period in YouTube where Let's Plays became a huge thing, right? Like before that started, everyone was like, why would you want to watch someone play video games? Like that doesn't make any sense. And then certain people did it and it became more accepted, and now it's like blown up and gone under and blown up and like everything has happened with it. And I feel like it's only a matter of time before VTubers become big like that.
I think you're right. Like I really do believe it's like a matter of time. Like Gura from Hololive EN, she was the first of the Hololive entertainers to become like hit 1 million subscribers, and she did it really quickly. And to me, I was like, that's the first shot. Like that's the first big move where like immediately, I think within a few months, Gura had 1 million subs and people are already becoming aware of her. So I think that's just the next move. Like even the fact that Hololive EN was such a huge success, like I don't think that Hololive was prepared for that. Like
no,
it was like they are already talking about Gen 2. Like they're like they did auditions. A lot of people I know auditioned to be in Gen 2. It's like I think it's only going to be a matter of time before it does blow up in the same way Let's Plays do or Let's Plays did. So like I mean, and Let's Plays are still relatively going strong. Like I still watch like Game Grumps and all that all the time. So yeah, it's definitely like an ongoing thing. Like once you hit that mainstream market, you're not going to see them go away.
Yeah, and it allows people that like wouldn't feel comfortable showing themselves on camera but have incredible creative ideas and personalities to have a new format to express themselves. And I think that there's tons of people that will want to take that opportunity, and that's what's going to make it so big, I think.
I agree.
And tons of possibilities too. Whenever there's like a new form of any type of content, period. It's just always interesting to see like, you know, where people take it from there. Because the 100%. Beauty of things like YouTube and Twitch is that it's all about taking ideas that already exist and like finding a new way to make them fresh and exciting. And I feel like those are the ones that go the furthest.
Yeah, absolutely. One of my favorite streamers is called Cardboard Cowboy, and like what he does is he makes these like very intricate backgrounds and storylines, and then also plays games. But like he dresses himself up and like animates himself as a cardboard cowboy. It just has his face, and then like green screen below him is his body and everything. And it's just super That's intricate awesome. And something I've never experienced before. Like I would never even think to do that. But he's got whole storylines that he goes through depending on the day, and like different cardboard animals and pets, and like it's incredible. It's really cool.
That's the thing. Like it's part of the reason why I find myself watching a lot more YouTube and Twitch than I do like regular TV at this point. Like I think the only TV show I've seen, or the only two shows I've seen recently, have been like the two most recent Marvel shows. Like when it comes to live action stuff, those are the only two things I've really watched outside of like anime and video games, because that's all I really do is just anime, video games, YouTube, or Twitch. Like that's all I'm really consuming. It's rare for me to talk about anything else.
Yeah, and I think that's becoming the mainstream. I think that's why there's such a movement of like old cable channels and stuff to come to YouTube. Like March Madness is on YouTube, sporting events, live TV, like all that's trying to come on YouTube, because that's where the audience is. It's not in your cable packages anymore. It's online and streaming services.
100%. Yeah. Like one of the content creators I enjoy a lot, I don't get to talk about him much because the worlds don't cross, but it's this dude, Steve Dangle. He's like a Toronto Maple Leafs guy. He talks about the Leafs like after every game. I watch him over Sportsnet, or SportsCenter, like whenever I can, because like I just like I'm not the biggest sportsman, you know.
Yeah.
If it's sports anime, I'm there. I don't care what it is. Like there's a sports anime dropping today about a sport I've never heard of called like kabaddi or something.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I'm gonna check that. Like sports anime, I'm always down for. Sports in real life usually takes me a bit, but hockey's definitely one of them. And it's interesting how I'd rather watch like just some guy vlog from his room about the game than like actually like watching the game itself sometimes. Yeah.
And it's like that's where all the like I would never watch like Sports Center or anything like that, but if there's a clip about a team I like on YouTube, I would watch that. You know what I mean?
100%.
And it's directly from the Sports Center or whatever, but just I don't know if it's the ease of access or if that's just the platform I'm most comfortable with, but I would never even think of having a cable subscription at this point in my life.
100%. I agree completely. Yeah.
So I guess speaking of the fact that you do consume a lot of YouTube, what would you say are some of your all-time favorite YouTubers, regardless of like what genre you would consider them? Because like I myself, I consume a ton of YouTube, and most of it's outside of anime completely.
It is funny. I think people often think like the anti-tubers must watch all the other anti-tubers, or like this content creator must watch all the other, and it's like no.
I do, but I also don't.
Yeah, it's like it's an interest of mine. Like, well, and I think the thing that shocks people the most is whenever I bring, because they're like, you like anime is like your favorite thing, right? I'm like, no. It's like, what do you mean? It's like I love anime. It's my second favorite thing. But my favorite thing is video games. Like I'm like video games is where my heart is. Like I love anime to pieces. I think if you're gonna tell a story, I'd rather, and it doesn't even have to be anime. It could be animation in general. Like I think if you're gonna tell a story, that's just the best way because you can bend the rules. But when it comes to my favorite things, it's usually video games. So a lot of my favorite YouTubers tend to be like video game related. But some of my favorites like right now would be like I watch Game Grumps almost daily, and I have been doing that for like I don't even want to know how long, like too long since John left. Because I had only heard about Game Grumps after John left the show. Because I was like a big kerfuffle at the time.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, so that's when I had heard about it. And I knew who Dan was because I knew who Ninja Sex Party was. So I was like, oh, Dan's gonna be in this show? Okay, I'll have to check it out. And then I was like, that Aaron guy sounds familiar. Oh, he's the dude who made the like Metal Gear Awesome series and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's like it all kind of clicked, and then I've been watching them ever since. It's I'd say Game Grumps. Super Eye Patch Wolf is I think one of my favorite creators in general.
Yeah,
I just think
understandable.
He's fantastic. I met him in person, and I've been lucky to meet and befriend a lot of anti-tubers, which has been really great. And I've been like really calm and collected. Like Arcada has like been to my house.
Oh hell
right?
Yeah!
Like like he's a really lovely dude, and I was hanging out with him and Animac at a con, and they were signing things, and I was still very small at the time, and I was just like I was basically water boy. I'm like, you guys need anything? Like, no, dude, it's fine. But they're they're very sweet dudes. They're like, no, stop getting us things. Like, just hang out with us, dude. It's not a big deal. But I felt like I'm there. I should do something, and I hear this like voice behind me, and it sounds so familiar. And I turn, and it's the most handsome man I have ever seen. He is one of those dudes who's like he's deceivingly like attractive, and it really threw me for a loop. And I'm normally very calm and collected, but he's like, "Oh hi, you're friends with so and so." I was like, I just had nothing came out, and I just knew I sounded like such a weirdo, and I was like praying he'd forget me. Like I was like, please never remember me, just that way I could properly introduce myself again later. But yeah, Eye Patch Wolf's great. I can't think. There's a lot of content creators that I watch, unfortunately, so I can't like it like to the point where it's kind of overwhelming. I can't think of like how many. But Omni might be another one. Like I said, Anthony Fantano. I haven't been watching a lot of Anthony stuff as of late, but yeah, Omni. Some Call Me Johnny's really funny. Peanut Butter Gamer, he's great. Who else? Giguk, obviously.
Of course.
I feel like every AniTuber at least has seen like a few Giguk videos here and there.
Oh yeah.
I don't watch Trash Taste, which I think blows people's minds, but yeah, I don't really keep up with that. Too Spooky, Evanito.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, I keep up with like a lot of folks. Anime Uproar where I can, because they sometimes talk about spoilers for shows that I keep up with. So unfortunately, I can't watch a lot of Anime Uproar stuff these days. But yeah, it depends on the day. I do. It's mostly just like video game content creators and AniTubers. I'd say that's like my main wheelhouse.
Very respectable.
Yeah, I just watched a video about Anthony Fantano's early career recently, and he used to
really?
be, yeah, he used to be way different than he is now.
Oh yeah. He was very very different.
At least from the early videos I've seen of him, because like sometimes I'll just be like, I wonder if he's ever reviewed this album, and I'll go look, and he's like, oh, he did. That was like 12 years ago, and then he's really different early on.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he's mellowed out over time.
That's a good way to say it. That's a good way to put it.
He's like my favorite to hate at the same time, just because sometimes like he's turned me on to some really great stuff that I'm really appreciative for, but sometimes he just ruins my life.
He's like dunked on albums that I loved.
I know.
And I was like,
I just have to
Anthony,
accept it.
damn it. Yeah, like he's one of those dudes who like he will tear apart the thing you like at some point.
I know.
Like it doesn't matter how much you agree with him, like it's gonna hit you at some point.
I've just accepted he just hates my favorite band, and that's fine. You know, he just hates them, and that's okay. I'll get over it.
Yep.
Who?
Are you familiar with Deftones by chance?
No, unfortunately
That's fine. But yeah, he doesn't like them, and it makes me sad.
He there's a lot of like albums that I love that he's dunked on. I remember like to me like whenever people talk about like because there was a debate about what's one of the better albums from the 2010s, like when we hit 2020.
Yeah.
And people were talking about best pop album, and I'm not usually a big pop guy, but like when I like pop, right? Like it's not like I avoid it; it's just not my thing.
Yeah.
But everybody, including friggin' Fantano, was like saying all this other shit. I'm like, Emotion. It's Emotion by Carly Rae Jepsen. It's clearly Emotion, and somebody had brought that to his attention. He's like, Emotion. It's good. It's not that good. It's kind of bad. I was like, screw you, Fantano. You know, like it just brings something out in you. But I think that he's gotten very accustomed to that.
Yeah,
he knows he's gonna bother people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes with the territory, you know, having an opinion, like we talked about previously. Can't do it.
God, yeah. Well, I dared to say that I was like this most recent season of Titan. I was like, it was okay. People are like, okay. It's like, yeah, it was all right. It's fine.
I'll get over
it. People were pissed, dude. People were really bad. Well, it wasn't even like I was saying it was anything bad. I was like, it was good.
Negative.
Like it was like, I was like, it's like a 7 to an 8. Like I was okay with it.
People on the internet don't know what a 7 out of 10 means.
Yeah.
Like they don't know what that means.
No, people think 7
terrible.
is bad. Yeah, and I was like, what? Like what school did you go to? Like I don't understand. 7's like a B.
Something needs to be a 9 or 10 out of 10, or it's a 2 or 3 out of 10. Like there's no in between to people.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
So you first. Okay, I'm stopping. This
is a really good transition. So
wow.
I'm very motivated here. So one of the things I've seen a lot from you, Jojo, recently is kind of like this discussion of parasocial relationships on Twitter.
Yes.
And that's something that really interests me because like I've grown up on the internet. That's kind of like our generation, I imagine. Mm-hmm. And so like I've never thought of anyone that I've watched as a friend to me. You know what I mean? Like I've never.
Because you're smart.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
You're relatively smart from what I can gather.
And so like it really boggles my mind this stan culture of like this person needs to constantly be like my friend online. And I think it goes it's even weirder for women online, women creators, because then it's, hey, you're dating me because I'm giving you money.
Yeah, it's I don't even know where this is such a touchy topic. Like when I tweet about it, I'm so careful with what I say.
Oh.
Because you're gonna bother people no matter what you say.
Uh-huh.
When you talk about parasocial relationships, because like there's a certain Minecraft person out there who encourages that kind of behavior, and I think that's horrible.
Oh,
like
yeah.
to me, I'm like, that's
Sparkles.
Captain Sparkles. Yeah. How dare he? But it's definitely this situation of like, you shouldn't. To me, it's like people trying to take the word stan and make it this like positive thing, and it's not.
It's no, from
like,
the very outset, it's not like
yeah. Well, and when people say like it's like stan just means to really love something, I'm like, no, that's what being a fan or a fanatic is. Like a stan comes from the Eminem song Stan. About a crazed fan who kills his wife because he can't be with Eminem. Like, that's really weird and dark, and you shouldn't want to be that.
Yeah, that's not anything.
Yeah, and I think like there's a world of difference between fans and stans. And when people tell me they're a stan, I'm like, you're not.
Exactly.
Because like, yeah, unless you might be. Yeah, you might, unless you're one of my stans, in which case you're wonderful. No. No, but I jokingly will say like, oh, we stan, right? Like, if it's like most recently in like Jujutsu Kaisen when that came out, I was like, oh, we stan Toto, right? Like stuff like that, or like we stan Gojo.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, right? But like, I'm kidding, you know? Like I say it like we stan, but like if you told me like I hate Gojo, I'd be like, all right, weird take, but all right. Like, I'm not gonna attack you for it, and I also don't think that Gojo, or like, I guess a better, okay, Super Eye Patch Wolf, to go back to that, right?
Yeah.
I don't stan Eye Patch Wolf. I love Eye Patch Wolf's videos. I think he's great. I don't know that dude as a person, so I can't speak to that, right? Like, I'm, like, and I'm not gonna say, like, that I'm obsessed, like, with their work to the point where I think they're my friend. You know, like, a content creator is never your friend. And there's people who genuinely think that. I've had comments say, like, I view you as a friend. I'm like, no, you don't.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, like, you don't know me. Do you, like, I hate to break your heart, but do you really think I'm undead?
Yeah.
Wait, hold up.
Yeah, we got the wrong guy on here. You're not.
Yeah, wait, you're not a zombie?
Listen, I thought you consumed human flesh. That's part of the reason why we brought
I
you
do.
here.
What? I totally do. Yeah, totally.
Okay,
yeah.
carry on then. I'm sorry. I got...
Yeah, of course.
Not
Not to break the illusion.
You know?
Yeah.
Whoops.
I sewed myself back together in a coffin. It was very uncomfortable.
Where'd you get the thread?
Don't ask these questions.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
Yeah, it's I've never had somebody ask that. It's like,
I think outside the coffin, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. But it's you don't want to encourage that kind of behavior. So every so often, like if I see that kind of comment, I'll mention it in a video or I'll tweet like, listen, like you're not like there's. I don't want to say who, but there was like a content creator that got upset with me, and they're a friend of mine too. So I was like shocked, but they were like really mad at me that I would dare say that you shouldn't say you love your fans, because it's like I find that weird. Like you can say it.
Oh
like,
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I'm like you could say like, oh, I love you guys, right? But like I don't, just because like I think like I still hold that word up as like something very strong. That's a very strong emotion.
Oh yeah.
And you don't, like, you appreciate your fans. I don't know if you necessarily, like, if you should love them. Because, like, love implies that, like, to me, you're sort of playing into that parasocial dynamic, even if it's subconscious. You know, because it's, like, it's too close to, like, the dream. Well, oops. But like I wasn't gonna say it, but there it is. It's too close to that level where you're almost playing off of it. And I wasn't like naming names or anything until right there. But in my original tweet, like I wasn't naming names, and they got really mad at me for it. And I realized like maybe it's a me thing that I have to realize that other people just use that word differently.
Well, I think like it has two meanings, if you don't mind me cutting in. I think like the two meanings is definitely, I agree with you how you mean it 100%. It's a very strong thing and you should not use it lightly. But at the same time, there's also like a different kind of love. There's more like an appreciation kind. So like I could tell,
like a platonic.
Yeah, like I could tell Evan, my co-host here, hey Evan, I love you. You're a great guy.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I'm
Hey, thanks.
romantically interested in him in any sense of the word. He punches
Oh,
my
yeah,
mailbox? Never. I will
And
never.
I think there's like a difference between I'm in love and then I love something, you know?
Yeah.
That's the thing, because like I like when I close out calls with like people I've grown up with, or like my close friends like Sun or Koo, I'll always close out with like, all right, brother, love you, man. Right, like, because like to me like that platonic dynamic, like I mean that, right? Like I do love those guys as friends, right?
Yeah.
Friend zoned, but like I'm trying to get to a point where like, not that I might like, maybe one day I will say that as like a closer, like, all right, take care. Like there's a Nakey Jakey joke, who's another YouTuber I love, who he ended a video once by being like, all right, I love you guys, safe trip, pull over and text, pull over if you have to, text me when you get there. Like, which is such like a mom thing to say.
Yeah.
But like maybe one day I'll get to that point, because like there are people who have been like with my channel for so long that it is like almost like a Paul Rudd, like, I love you, man, right?
Yeah.
Like just people who have like supported you for that long. But I don't say it only because there might be those people who hear that and don't understand the difference.
Yeah.
Because like you can mean it one way and not mean it that way, but they don't always take it that way. Yeah.
And it's almost like I love what you guys have provided for me, or something
Exactly.
like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's not what they hear necessarily.
No,
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a very good
and
point.
That's the danger with it. Yeah.
God damn it.
It's an interesting topic, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not. I can't drink on stream ever again. I tell everybody I know that I love them just because I appreciate them. Okay.
But that's the thing, right? Like when you say it, you know that like you're trusting that those people know that, right? Like when I say, like, if I were to say like, hey boys, I love you guys, right? Like you know that I'm not saying like we are soulmates and we will forever be bonded. Like it's like no, it's an appreciation. Like thanks for having me on the show. Love you guys.
There needs to be a new word. Save love for like actual love and bring a new thing in for appreciation.
There needs to be
Squish.
people with brains.
Squish. Hey guys,
Squish.
I squish you.
I remember when I was first coming to terms with being ace. Not to bring us there, but like when I was coming to terms with being ace, I was like, is there a phrase for when you like somebody but it's not romantic, but like you're really into them? Mm-hmm. And people are like, that's called a squish in the ace community, or you don't have a crush, you have a squish.
Oh.
And I was like, that's really adorable.
That is adorable.
Yeah, I thought that was really funny.
Oh man, yeah. I remember I watched. There's this one YouTuber I like called Glink, who'd made a video about Parasocial and Streamer, and then he made one about online father figures, which I thought was really interesting. Because
that's a good one.
There's a lot of people that like look up to Joe Rogan or Jordan Peterson or like. I don't know. Or even iDubbbz. Like, when iDubbbz had his big, like, controversy, he was like, I'm not your fucking dad. Like, you don't have to like what I do. You don't, like, I don't care. And people were so upset about that thing. And it's like...
Well, that's the thing, right? Because, like, nowadays, I feel like... Because I remember that iDubbbz thing. Because, like, nowadays, it's like, it'd be more considered weird... Like, because that was about the Onlyfans thing, I think. I think it'd be more considered weird these days if you were annoyed that your girl had an OnlyFans, because it's like, she's making money. Who the fuck cares? Like, I certainly wouldn't. Like, it's I don't know. I've always thought the whole thing was weird. Viewing people as like I have to like everything that they do. Like, no, I don't. Yeah. Dan had a controversy recently, like from Game Grumps.
Yeah, what happened with that? I feel like everyone was mad, and then they just stopped.
Cleared for it. Someone.
It was so fast. Like he was cleared so fast.
Someone posted that they'd made it up or some shit, or like at least the sexual part of it. It was like there's still like potentially like a moral thing there that he was doing something. To leverage his position of power, but
so, like,
it was still uncool.
Grooming?
Yeah, I don't think
it's like, is that too
so?
Strong
It wasn't.
word?
Grooming's like, it wasn't so much grooming. It was just like an abuse of power.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is like Danny's one of those dudes who I just like. I do look up to Danny to an extent, right? Or did, like, to the extent that like he's this dude who started his career a bit later.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't hit the YouTube scene until I was in, like, my mid-20s. Like, I'm 28 now. So it's one of those things where, like, I appreciate that. Like, starting a career later.
Yeah.
And actually finding success, I think, is really...
Yeah.
Is a good message, and Dan did it, you know?
And I think that that's different than, like, looking up in, like, a parasocial way. That's looking up to the, like, accomplishments and, like, the creative endeavors as opposed to, like...
Exactly.
It's more just, like, being inspired.
I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And ironically enough, he had a quote that I used when this whole thing went down. Because, like, once I learned... Because my concern was that it might have been, like, something really bad. Because people were insinuating that the fan was, like, underage or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the fan herself came forward and was like, "No, I wasn't." Like, the only thing... like, sexual things happened when they had turned, like, 22 or 21 or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, like, it really wasn't that, and she also said, like, she wasn't groomed at all, and, like, no one else she's talked to who has been with Dan has ever said that he makes them actually feel quite comfortable. It's just, like, kind of weird that you would sleep with fans, you know? Like, it's kind of an uncool thing to do. But Dan has this quote from way before this where they're talking about how it's just like, if a mechanic fixed my car and also cheated on his wife, I don't care. He fixed my car. And, like, that's the thing for me, because it's like, that's shitty that Dan did that, but I don't care. He makes me laugh.
Yeah,
like, I don't know Dan personally. Should he do that? No, I think it's uncool. But I also just don't care.
Yep.
Art and artist.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, you have to learn to separate art and artist, especially in the YouTube and Twitch sphere, because those worlds seem so much closer.
Yeah. Yeah, I would never think of, like, I don't know, even, like, a live, like, any of the Saturday Night Live people or whatever. Like, I don't even know anyone on there. But
yeah.
I'd never think of them as, like, a friend, but that's the same thing that people do on Twitch or YouTube. Like, make stand-up videos or comedic sketches, right?
Yeah. There's something about the Twitch or YouTube setting that makes them seem more human, I guess. But it's like, well, no, because, like, they are more human, but they're just as human as everybody else. Like, like the people on TV are also human. Like, it's not...
Well, most of them.
Like, most of them. Yeah, some of them, as we know, are reptilians, of course. No.
Glad we agree.
Yes. But, yeah, it's... I don't know. Like, it's definitely an interesting topic with the whole parasocial thing.
Yeah, I think it's going to become more and more, like, researched and studied in the near future, because I don't see it going away.
Well, I don't think it's possible to just disappear by any means.
Yeah. I mean, the hope is that it becomes less toxic or less prominent, but...
I will say, like, it's a thing that I notice less and less these days, but when the internet first started, that was very much a thing. Like, people just assumed that content creators were your friends, and that's, like, not the case. Stan culture does also seem to be, like, a youth problem.
Yeah.
So it's, like, I think, like, as you get older, you realize that was really dumb.
These fucking young people, man.
I know. You youngins, get off my lawn! Stop skateboarding around the neighborhood and listening to your MP3s and
Go read a book.
And your Walkmans. Does anyone even know what a Walkman is anymore?
I have one. And then
you have one?
I don't anymore. No.
Oh, yeah, I was like, geez.
I used to too.
Walkmans were the best.
I still have cassettes.
I really like the insult. Go touch grass. That's my favorite.
Go touch grass is my new favorite thing.
That's so good.
Because, like, I'm Canadian, bro. That's hard. It super depends.
I'll just mow the grass.
Yeah, mow the grass. Yeah.
Touch it.
Why would I ever do? Well, that's the thing too. Like, mine would just be like, go eat grass.
Go eat.
It's more of an insult. Go outside and then eat it.
See, ours is to tell people to suck eggs. That's what we do around here.
Suck eggs?
Yeah.
I'll teach your grandma to suck eggs.
I mean, it is good for you, but
yeah.
Nothing defeats somebody more than telling them to go suck eggs when they don't expect it.
Distraught.
They crumble.
The look of.
I would just be like, is that a Ren and Stimpy reference? Like, that would throw me completely.
Okay. Do you mind if I just ask a random question out of nowhere? Nothing to do with anything.
No, of course not.
So I was going to ask this last podcast, but we ran out of time. And I'm
no.
still just genuinely curious because it interests me. So, in your guys' opinion, is it cheating if someone switches your body, or no, switches your partner's body without your knowledge? So, like, somebody else switches their personality into your partner's body, and then you sleep with them.
Like
is
a
that
Freaky Friday?
Like a Freaky Friday.
situation?
Like a
Okay.
Freaky Friday. Is that cheating or not?
But you don't know.
Well, I'm going to say
I
you
feel
don't
like
know.
You have to tell, but okay,
I'm gonna say
we
you don't know.
I think so.
I
don't know that
it is, but you're not at fault.
Yeah, I don't think that's
Like,
cheating. Yeah.
Yeah, it's technically cheating. It's like still, because like your partner is more than like a body. So
Yeah.
it's like, so I suppose like in that sense, like because they're not there, if you were to do something, unaware of it, it's still cheating, but you're not at fault. If you knew, then like, yeah, that's cheating.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, if you know your partner well enough, you should know the second they're really not themselves in one way or another. So, like, if
Are
you
they
still go
acting
through
like
with it-
themselves?
Well, like, I'm sure they're
implying
trying to act like that person, but I still imagine you'd be able to, like, notice even, like, the littlest inconsistencies. Be like, why are you acting so freaking
But
weird?
you said we didn't know.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
so-
I'm saying, like, if you still went through with it, I would consider it cheating. Because, like, you
Okay,
didn't know, but at the same, like, because how could you? But at the same time, if you know that person, you should be able to tell that something's not right, you know?
So okay,
Yeah.
so,
So
like
then you
we
wouldn't go
could-
through with it.
We could find out. Like it's not you don't know and you go through the act and you still don't know and then all of a sudden it's like a big reveal.
Well, like, my argument is mainly that, like, let's say you still go through with it regardless of if you know or not. Like, obviously it's cheating,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
But my whole point is you should be able to tell, and therefore if you still do it, yeah, it's cheating. Because, like, if you just don't know, then it makes it kind of a gray area. But if they're actually your partner, like, you should know.
Yeah, like what if you have
It's
sex
true.
with someone's twin?
Exactly.
That's cheating. That's
yeah,
cheating.
it is.
That is super cheating. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, because like, I guess for me, like, because Katie and I, like, we're both asexual, right? So for us, like, cheating would be like, I can't believe you watched that movie with that person without me. No, but it'd be like a kiss or something would be like considered cheating.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
So like, I feel like I would be confused, right? Because like if Katie was like acting bizarre, I'd be like, what is this? I'd be more confused than like wanting to kiss. You know, I'd be like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, yep. That's exactly right. Like I'd be like,
Yeah.
what is
Yeah.
going on? Are you feeling okay? Like what?
Yeah,
like
I
your
think,
shit?
yeah. You know what? The more we talk about it, the more I'm like, no, it's cheating.
Exactly.
Like, the more, yeah.
I just
yeah.
wanted your guys' opinion because, like, at the time, I had to really think about it because I was like, it's such a weird concept.
Yeah, that's right.
I was shook, but I came to that conclusion, so I'm glad you two agree.
Yeah,
Oh.
I have to agree. It's definitely cheating.
I just wanted to
All
get that
right.
out there.
I've got a great story that I want to tell on this
Oh,
podcast.
please
so
do.
Ooh.
it's about an ahegao hoodie.
Oh god.
I
forgot
that
you wanted to tell that. Oh.
So I work in the education field, right, in a school setting, and one of my friends is like doing student teaching essentially. And one of the students at her school was wearing an ahegao hoodie, and the principal got really confused by it and had no idea because he was so like old and have never seen it, anything like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And so he asked her, what is this hoodie? And
Oh, no.
because you're young and you probably know what it is. And she told him it was porn, like it was hentai. And so he still was confused because he needs specific, like, detailed information to
Oh no.
like call home or to say something because the kid's denying it. The kid's saying, no way, it's porn.
Well, of course the kid's gonna be like, no, it's not.
And he kept,
It's like, no, but it is.
and so the principal gets the kid, brings the kid to her, and says, let me consult the expert on this subject. Is this porn?
Oh my god.
She says, yes, 100% this is porn.
Oh my god.
And then the principal showed it to other staff members, other people that worked at this school.
Oh no.
Who did not know about it.
Okay, that must I can only feel so bad, right? Because it's like, why would you wear that to school?
And he kept saying it was anime, and so she said, "Would you watch that?" And he kept saying he'd watch anime with his mom, and so she said, "Well, would you watch that on your hoodie with your mom?" And he got really embarrassed.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like, bro, come on now, you know better. That's so funny. Oh my god. What the hell? What the hell?
And he went on Pornhub to try to find it at school.
No!
The principal.
No. That reminds me of all those videos where it'll be like a school setting and the drummer will be like dun, 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 dun.
He kept,
like the school just goes crazy and all the teachers are like, what was that?
I'm about to cry in the club.
How he could find it, like where he could see it. And he needed proof. And then
Just Google it, my guy.
And then he said, I don't see it. I don't see how this is porn. And she said, there, that's not sweat.
Yeah, that is not sweat. That's all I'm gonna say. Just have the principal be like, oh. So she's making the face because, It's like, yeah. Yeah.
I can't imagine being in that scenario. Like the kid didn't, like, flat out denying it, and the principal believing it, and just like, no, I don't. You know what? That might not be porn. I don't see it. This is normal.
You could wear that to like a con, like, to your friend's house. You cannot wear that to school, bro.
Dude, anytime any of those people see any sort of clothing with a manga panel on it, they're all just gonna get flashbacks, and like
they're just gonna get like more flashbacks.
Like it could be the most innocent thing, you know, and it's just, hey, that's black and white comic strip. Get it out of here. That's porn, you freak.
Just associate that with bad times.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Why? Why are people this way?
I don't know, but now she's in my phone as hentai expert, so.
Hentai expert. I'm gonna bring in the expert. Just makes that kid be like, oh, that teacher's weird.
Yeah, exactly. The kid's gonna bully her.
That's so funny. Oh, jeez.
Kid's like, oh, okay, look who it is. It's the hentai expert.
Hentai expert. Yep. You know he told like
everybody in that school now knows that she's the expert on hentai.
Yeah, if I was her, I would have immediately been like, not an expert.
Not.
Don't know what this is.
I feel like that makes it more suspicious though. If you deny it. No, nope. Wholesome. I only watch Yuru Camp. Just like make it as wholesome as possible. Like, no. Yuru Camp, Hyoka. Nope. Slice of life only for me. Yep.
I've only seen Bible Black. I'm an expert.
I know nothing other than Bible Black.
It's true though. I'm not even exaggerating.
You've seen Bible Black?
Yeah.
I haven't.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Fair enough. A friend of mine be like, you should watch it. I'm like, no.
It's great, but it's also not at the same time.
Oh, man.
It's my first and last dabble in actual hentai, just for the plot. Just for the plot. Because the plot is, it's nice, wacky, man. Evan. You don't understand. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but...
Nope.
Oh, it's nuts. It's crazy.
It's wacky.
It's something. There's a lot of spin-offs, too. Oof.
Why are there spin-offs?
I don't fucking know.
Tora White. Just like something. I'm trying to think of like what could possibly be a spinoff.
Made Red.
Yep. Jeez.
Oh, I told her I should have pretended I didn't know what the ahegao sweatshirt was and had her explain it to me too.
That would have been a bait. Like, what is that? I don't understand.
What do you mean by that? I don't know what you're talking about.
What is?
Well,
ahegao?
Ahegao?
What is? Ahegao.
That's a lot of vowels. What do you mean?
Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah, I don't know what that could mean. I don't know. You're gonna have to explain in vivid detail.
Information to me. Why would that be inappropriate for school? I'm really confused.
Yeah, please do explain.
I don't see it. That's what I should have said.
And references, if you could provide some references, that'd be good.
God.
You know what? I don't know if either of you are going to get this deep cut reference, but I feel like wearing that sweater, or wearing any sort of ahegao. How do you say that?
Isn't it ahegao? Or am I wrong?
Ahegao? I don't know. I can't pronounce anything.
I don't know.
Ooh,
I can't
like
pronounce
that one.
anything.
Ahegao.
So we'll just say one of those. I feel
Yeah.
like that's the
Yeah.
equivalent of going into school with the Cradle of Filth shirt. Do you guys ever seen that?
No.
No.
Oh, it's great. It's gnarly.
Is it like gore?
It was kind of like a meme for a long time because it's like the most offensive piece of clothing that you could find, like anywhere in like metal, and like people wore them all the
I see
time,
it.
and they'd get they'd get like kicked out of everywhere. Like there was like a whole at some point, I don't even remember where I would have seen this, like maybe 4chan or something, but there's like an entire thread of people telling stories about how they got like kicked out of wherever for wearing those shirts.
Is it the Jesus one?
Yeah, the Jesus one. It's got like a nun on the front who's doing something inappropriate, and then it just says Jesus is a cunt on the back. It's
No.
it's
Yeah.
it's messed, but I feel like that's the equivalent to that now. It's just
And the principal's like, I don't see what's wrong with that.
please explain.
Yeah, the principal's like, I don't understand.
What does that
I
word
need the-
mean? I don't get it.
Can I have the expert on the matter?
Yeah.
Yeah, what does that word mean? Look, we're gonna watch a lot of BBC shows together. We're gonna watch a lot of I'm trying to think of we're gonna watch a lot of Misfits.
Man,
Yep.
the 2000, the late 2000s were a great time. Let's just put it that way.
Hey, you could wear a white T-shirt. That's as bad.
Oh yeah, that's also a deep cut that only we understand.
That's really. Yeah, sorry.
So
I was like, I don't know.
At
that.
our
to elaborate, you can tell it. You can tell it.
Oh, I'm not an expert on this, but
I'm not either, but I remember that day very vividly.
People got really. I don't know what the issue. I think there was redistricting, so like our schools had different students in them.
Okay.
When we were growing up, and so at one point a bunch of country folk wore white T-shirts as essentially a symbol of like, we don't want any of you.
Oh no!
diverse
As soon as you said,
They're being really racist,
I'm so
basically.
sorry.
Yeah.
Like
They're
as
being
soon
really
as you
racist.
said country folk, I'm like, oh no.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. They
Oh,
were.
no.
They were.
Oh no.
And so plain white T-shirts got banned at the school.
Dude,
'cause
I
it was
remember-
a white supremacy thing.
I remember someone in my
Wow.
math class that day was like talking about how they had a gun just in case. Like
Bruh.
on
Just in case for what?
I don't fuck, dude. I was like, I want nothing to do with this. I just want to go home. So I was like, yeah, cool, and then I moved on with my day.
I'd been like, you ever hear the song "Pumped Up Kicks"?
Yeah.
Instant response. Just be like, just know that just know that I was always nice to you.
Yeah. Yep.
That's all I want you to know.
Remember, I let you cheat
like-
off my test. Okay.
Yeah.
Epic.
I remember there's like a Dane Cook joke about that.
Yep.
Oh,
It's like, hey, thanks for the Snickers.
Yep.
He just keeps going. He's like, you're welcome.
man, that's also a deep cut. It's been a while
is
since
a
I've heard
deep
anything
cut.
about that, but I remember it so vividly.
I
Dane
remember watching RuneScape videos of
Me
Dane Cook comedy.
too.
Yeah, I just
It was Slay to Kevin,
man.
I think. I'm pretty sure it was him.
That's funny.
What a stupid reference that we both.
Only I understand because it's so. That's when I went on YouTube for the first time.
Yep.
Was like those kind of videos.
Oh
Man.
Dane, yeah, the early era of I think my friend was like, bro, I gotta show you this thing, and I was like, is it on Newgrounds? And they're like, no, it's on this new place. It's called YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah, I was like, what? I only watch stuff on Newgrounds. They're like, no, watch this. You'll like it. You like Power Rangers, right? It was Power Rangers.
Hell yeah.
And it was Smosh.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was like Smosh singing Power Rangers and
Oh my god, that's a.
Mortal Kombat. And,
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I was like, these guys are crazy wacky.
So when would you
yeah.
say you made your first YouTube channel then? Like, is this the first one you've
At the
ever had?
start.
Or?
No, I was like I've been making YouTube videos for like a long time.
Let's go.
Like since
Hell
like
yeah.
2006, like when
Yes.
the site
Oh my
started.
God. Well, like, how's your content evolved since then?
Well, when I was a dumb kid, I'd like make like not
really-
Smosh, right? Like
I wanted you to
just
say it's been the exact same the whole time.
yeah. I've been making episodic anime reviews.
I was a
Well,
VTuber-
everybody starts somewhere,
VTuber
all
in
right.
2006.
Me and my
Yeah, I was
RuneScape
a
music
VTuber.
videos. back in the day.
Yeah.
That's how I learned how to edit.
So I started that way. There was a point in time where I was like really into making AMVs. Like I was like really into it, but but at the time, and I've told this story a bunch, like when I was in high school, I was like desperately trying to be cool. So I was like, people don't like anime and video games. So I didn't tell anybody that I enjoyed them. I would like secretly like be really into them, but because I was so separated, I missed an entire scope of anime because I was like trying to be cool, when in the actuality most of those kids would later watch anime in their lives. So I could have just been watching anime that whole time. Being cool is being true to yourself, kids. The more you know.
Ooh.
No, but I would make like Kingdom Hearts AMVs like back
Fuck
in,
yeah.
like, yeah, like in my like I'm positive this I gotta Google if this channel's even still up. I really doubt it.
Oh man.
Let me see if it's still active or not. Oh my god, it still exists. Oh my god.
Oh no.
I can't say the name now, but like I'll tell you guys later.
Hell yeah.
But it still exists, and it has, oh my god, and it's a song. It's this. Okay, I'll just tell you. It's So the song is oh my god, and the fucking the bio just says XD.
Hell yeah.
Like, oh no, I hate it. I hate this. No. Okay, so the channel was called Bloodshot Sora.
Oh, beast mode. That's awesome.
Yeah, because I was like trying to be. The video's 12 years old, and it's called Kingdom Hearts Sex Ed.
No.
And it's the song that Smosh did with "I Set My Friends on Fire," just called "Sex Ed Rocks," and it's just like I remember making this, and it like looking at it now, it's so bad,
Bruh.
It's so bad. But yeah, I've been making content for a while. This is like the only channel that seemed to survive my purge, because I like purged all my old content.
Oh, it's a good idea, but also
yeah,
not.
this seems to be the only one to have survived.
Man.
Oh my god, that's incredible.
Bruh, next
There it
month will
is.
be my 13 year anniversary of my first still public video.
Oh really?
Nuts.
Oh man.
That's awesome.
It's
Like
it's something.
I don't know when my first
13
video
years, Jesus.
was. Like I should check, because I privated a lot of my old content, because
Yeah,
like
mine
I did
deleted a
rebrand.
ton.
Yeah, like I rebranded the channel. Like it used to be called something else, but I ended up calling it JoJo Talks Too Much over time. But I don't remember like when my the first like JoJo Talks Too Much video came out. I should really look it up.
Oh man, my first video was 2008, poning White Knights on
Oh
RuneScape.
yeah.
And
Oh no!
I got really mad in the comments at some guy.
Did you tell him to lick a lollycock or something like that?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
he-
that's my
That's so
favorite
I think
insult.
I think he called it like he called it a gamer word, like a word that was more prominent back in 2008. And
Yeah.
less slurry, I guess, or it was still slur, but and so I got really mad. I was like, "Go suck a lollycock! You're so bad because you won't even try to make something cool like I did." And I was like, I wrote a paragraph back to this kid, and then he deleted his comment like a little baby.
What a punk.
That's funny. They usually do.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay. Well, here's another epic question then. So, you are a full-time YouTuber, correct? Did I hear that? A while back, I want to say you talked about how you were going full-time. What's that been like?
Was, well, it wasn't necessarily by choice. I had been wanting to go full-time for a bit. I had a part-time job that was very cool with me, working less hours so that I could focus on YouTube and Twitch. They were very, very cool. I still have a lot of respect for those guys. And they were very encouraging. Like my manager was like, "You should do this. Like this is very cool." It was just some retail job, so I worked in like a clothing store.
Okay.
and they were very cool about it. And I was talking to them about how I was like working less hours because I wanted to focus on YouTube and make it like my full-time job. Because I was making about enough, but it was like not enough for me to be comfortable. And then the virus hit.
Oh.
And then I was told that I was gonna be I was not gonna be working shifts because they didn't need people with my number of hours for a bit. And then eventually they just hit me up and they're like, yeah, we gotta let you go.
Damn.
So yeah, so I was like, damn. But between Patreon, YouTube, and Twitch, I scrape by to the point where it's like, well, I'm just gonna keep doing this. And it's been a rewarding experience, right? Because it's like, this is the thing that I wanted to do, and now I'm doing it, and that's awesome. It's also horribly terrifying.
Yeah.
'Cause you're like, please let me make enough to make it to the end of the month.
That never goes away. Especially
Doesn't feel like it.
Especially because, like, at least for me, I'd say, like, the biggest thing is the fact that you see all the time that a channel can just snap and they're gone. Like, YouTube is just like, hey, you? Nah, out of here. Or, oh, yep, we accidentally demonetized you. Have fun with that for a week on Twitter. Trying to get it back.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's every day you just kind of have to wake up and be like, you know, today could be the day. That could be
That's
it.
just it. It's part of the reason why, like you're told all the time, like, you have to diversify.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, you gotta have a Twitch, you gotta have this, you gotta have that. Like, you have to have ways that people can reach you and, like, methods to keep, like, making money. Because, like, if you put all your eggs in the same basket, it's not great.
Yep.
Right? So, like, yeah, I definitely, I ironically enough, like, once I became full-time YouTuber, right, I was like, this is great. Like, this is the thing that I wanted to do. Now I'm like, I'd rather be a full-time Twitch streamer instead. Like, I ended up being like, I enjoy this way more. Not that I don't enjoy YouTube. It's obviously, like, as rewarding. It's just, I like the real-time interaction that Twitch has.
Oh, yeah.
You just feel, like, a little bit more connected than you do with YouTube. Like, YouTube, oftentimes it feels like I'm kind of, like, talking into the void, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, I just sit at my mic and I just kind of ramble for, like, 20 to 25 minutes. And then chop it up, edit it, throw it out there. And I can't check the comments for too long because depending on the series I'm covering, they get very toxic very quick.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, so it's like I can only really kind of interact for like the first hour of a video's life, and then after that I have to move on. But with Twitch, like, you get that real-time interaction, and it's way less likely that somebody's going to be a douche to you on Twitch because, like, they'll immediately get called out. Like, it happens.
Yeah.
You do get those people.
Yep.
But, like, you call them out, and then you in the chat get to laugh at them for being stupid, and then you just kick them out. Right?
Yeah.
But, like, on YouTube, you'll get people just, like, calling you every name under the sun. You know, like, it ain't pretty.
It's brutal sometimes.
Yeah, it's not a pleasant place.
Yeah, I would say, at least for me, the biggest, like, I don't know, whenever I describe YouTube to people, I always kind of, like, talk about it as a series of hurdles, right? And I'd say one of the earliest hurdles you have to get over is, like, learning how to deal with hate comments in your own way. Like, the biggest transition for me was just learning to be like, oh, that ruined my day, too. Now it's just they're all funny. I laugh at all of them.
Like, at this point, I just have to, like, I just kind of, like, again, like, I check in the first hour. If somebody says something rude in that time frame, I just kind of ignore it now. I'm just like, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, well, it is what it is. It's whatever.
Yeah. Some people
it doesn't really bug me. Yeah, like, there's I remember, like, there's this content creator named David Rozzi. He has a show called Technical Dave. And it's about, like, his time in art school. And
cool.
He's like, there's a world of difference between somebody saying, I don't really care what people, I don't care too much about what people think of me, versus, fuck you, man, I don't care what you think about me. Those are two very different dudes.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, yeah. So you have to be, like, because I was that, like, I don't care what you think about me, when really I cared immensely. Right? So it's like, I had to, like, retool my brain to be like, that doesn't matter, dude. Like, so yeah, like, going full time has been a bit of a learning experience because, like, it's not just like, oh no, I have to make it to the end of the month. It's also like, can I talk about this show? Like that's the hardest thing is like, I want to talk about something. It doesn't do that well. Oh no, what do I do? Right? Like, do I keep covering it because I like it, or do I prioritize eating food that month? Like, it's definitely tricky.
Yeah, I can understand that completely, because that's exactly how it is. You know, I've kind of adopted the mentality of like one for them, one for me, where you kind of like play it like, you know, this is something I really want to do versus like this is what I think people want to see, type of thing. That way you still get that like personal satisfaction out of it. Like it doesn't feel as much like a job, which that's another thing, is it's starting to feel more like a job and less of a hobby, because that happens.
Oh yeah, like it for me. That was last season. Like last season, it really felt, because I was doing a video every single day plus streams on top of it. I was going insane.
That's machine mode.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Or in this case,
I was
mode.
full like content machine, right? Like, it's just like I was like, I have to slow down. Like that's this season. I'm still doing like 7 videos, but it's over the span of like 4 days a week. So I have like 3 days to just be like, and now I'm just gonna play Monster Hunter.
Hell yeah.
Like now I'm just gonna relax. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, speaking of that, what sort of games do you like? I mean, I saw your gaming channel and I watched your Street Fighter video. I thought that was pretty funny.
Chun-Li! It's always Chun-Li! No, but it's, I've been playing fighting games most of my life. I think that's how I found Spooky, was actually, like, I was watching Mortal Kombat content.
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't remember which one it was, but it was something Mortal Kombat related. And I was like, oh, this guy knows what's up.
I love Mortal Kombat so much.
Mortal Kombat's great. You know what's? I say that, and I haven't really played much of the DLC for like the most recent Mortal Kombat. I feel bad about that.
I haven't either. I played it
okay.
pretty religiously when it first came out, and then once the first wave of DLC came out, I kind of like slowly just backed away.
That was the same as me. Like after, I think it was Terminator. Like I was just kind of like, nah, I'm good. Like I had left, and then they were like Rambo. I'm like, damn it.
Dude, I don't even, like, guest characters don't even do it for me. I'm more excited about like, you know, legacy characters they bring in. Like, oh, they actually brought Rain back. Hell yeah!
When they brought Rain back, I lost my
mind.
I
didn't think they
was
would.
like, Rain. Like, yeah, that's so cool.
It was like the biggest meme for the longest time. Rain gets cuffed every game. Yeah, and Melina was like,
It was like, what? Like, because I forgot to mention this, and like my buddy's son will kill me because he's like, they asked you your favorite content creator, you didn't mention the dude you pester everybody with all the time. My number one, my favorite content creator of all time, right now, is there's three like fighting game related dudes that I watch all the time.
Okay,
it's Hungrybox for Smash Bros, Lotus Asakura for Dragon Ball Fighters, and the number one, the king, Maximilian Dude.
Yep.
yeah.
I watch a shit ton of Max.
Man. I was hoping you were gonna say Dark Side Phil.
No.
Dark Side Phil.
I would have been ecstatic.
But it's Max. Like I watch a shit ton of Max and video games and like Max, like because I had been sort of out of the fighting game loop for a bit. Like, and Max was the one who like had really brought me back into it. Because when I was growing up, like, I was really into like, you know, like the basic stuff. Like when you're growing up, like, my dad was just like, "This is an SNES," and I was like, "Oh, cool!" Right? Like, he showed me how to play like F-Zero and Super Mario World and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When are we getting an F-Zero, by the way?
Never. Nope. They better.
But
go fund me.
Yeah, for real. But it was that, and then like you know like Super Mario 64 is like obviously everybody's played it. Ocarina of Time still one of my favorites. I'm a big Nintendo guy for sure. But as I got older, I had this friend who had this older brother who played nothing but fighting games, and he showed me like Tekken and Street Fighter 2, like Tekken 3, Street Fighter 2, Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat. I don't remember what Mortal Kombat we were on by that point. One of the 3D ones.
Oh, good. Okay.
And I had noticed that he had a game on the shelf that we weren't playing, and I was like, "What's that?" And he's like, "Oh, that's King of Fighters. You aren't ready for that yet." And so for the longest time, King of Fighters was the one that I just was like, "Am I prepared? Am I ready? Am I ready for King of Fighters?" Well, because like King of Fighters is like so intense and combo crazy. Like, yeah, there's a lot of games like that. For me, it's fighting games and farming games have been the two that I seemingly play the most of. So like Story of Seasons or Harvest Moon, Rune Factory, stuff like that.
Oh,
like
man.
It's fighting games and farming games, like two things that I'm like they don't even make sense
Nope.
together. But it's those two and action RPGs like Kingdom Hearts.
Okay, well,
Yeah, so three genres that could have like not have anything, like couldn't be farther from each other. Action RPGs, farming games, and fighting games. Those are like my three favorites.
have you played Dark Souls yet?
Yes, and I did play Dark Souls. I played Bloodborne.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I love the aesthetic. If you guys like, I don't know if you guys know this, but like, I'm a huge fan of like art direction and character design. And like, anytime there's like a new character in an anime, like I'll talk about, like I'll spend like 10 minutes just talking about like, here's what this color in their design could mean, and this is what like this like specific shape on their design means, blah blah blah. Like I'll analyze designs all the time. And the designs in Bloodborne are like so good and creepy and like, oh my god. And the same thing goes for Dark Souls, but I hate those games.
Hate?
And it's
man.
not hate. It's just like, I am bad at this and will never get good.
There you go.
Like, it's one of those games that I just accepted was like, I will never get good. And then of course they're like, we're doing a game with George R. R. Martin. I'm like, damn it. Because now I have to play this. But is that even gonna happen? Like, to me, like that's like vaporware to me.
That's a good point. When are we getting a Game of Thrones book anyways? That's been coming for a
Exactly,
while.
yeah. I'm
So-
like, this man's working on so much stuff. It's like, George, can you focus, please? Yeah.
He actually taught in our hometown for a short period of time.
Did he really?
Really?
I didn't even know
Yeah,
that.
my grandpa knows him or knew him back
Oh, that's
then.
awesome.
Bruh.
Yeah.
That's super
small
cool.
world.
It's the winters here. He based his winters on our home state. That's a true story. That's a true story.
That's really funny.
Our winters suck shit. They're really bad.
That's a mood. That's a mood. Well, in Canada, it's like you either get like incredibly crappy winters, where it's just like, here's like just a snow piled up to the point where you can't open the front door. And it's like, why is it so cold here?
Yep.
I can't wait for summer. At least it's going to be like nice and warm. And then summer's just like, this is the Sahara. Yeah. I'm like, no, it's not. It's Canada. Why is it so hot? Like, yeah, it's Canadian weather. That's why, like, people are like, how come Canada's so big, but like the amount of people who live in Canada are like less than the amount of people who live in California? And that's just because the weather's weird here, bro. Like, weather's weird.
Yeah. Our weather's not fun. At least in the winter.
No.
That's about
No.
all we have to deal with, honestly.
Yeah, our spring's kind of weird this year.
Because it's like
been
really
really
cold one day and then really warm the next. After that.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah, spring is such an odd season. Like, I always end up getting like the flu around spring, just
Yeah.
because it's like it's just like the weather's so inconsistent.
Yep, it changes so drastically and quickly too. Like,
See, I just don't go outside, then I don't have to experience it.
that's true.
There you go. Yeah, see,
I
that's
get
how you
the
do it.
constant
That's how you
temperature
get
of
it
my
done.
AC/heater. And that's all
I've been pretty much like, there was a point where like I went to go get the first of 2 shots for the vaccine.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. But that was the first time I had left my front door in like months.
Yeah.
Like, I hadn't opened the front door in months.
Well, how do you get
And I
your
was
mail?
like, I don't. I just, like, I live at home, right?
Oh,
So, like,
okay.
my family will just go get
Gotcha.
it. Like, I just don't leave. So they had made, like, my family made a joke that they're like, don't look directly at the sun, Joe. You'll not. I just, like, I did the Scott Pilgrim thing where he opens the door and he's like, ah! Like, that was, it was a lot. But since then, I've been like taking my dog out for walks. I don't want to say it too loud because she's nearby. But yeah, I've been taking her out, and it's been nice to get fresh air again. I forgot what that felt like. Yeah. In general, though, I'm pretty much like hikikomori. Like, I don't leave my house very often.
Relatable.
Oh.
I love it.
So while we have you here, I feel like this is a good time to settle once and for all who, in your opinion, as a JoJo, is the best JoJo.
Oh.
Not the best
Ooh.
series, but the best JoJo character. And whatever you say,
JoJo.
we can't argue with because you are JoJo. So
Okay. There's an argument to be made for pretty much all of them, except for Jonathan. Listen, I like Jonathan quite a bit, but like I'm not one of those people who hate on Jonathan. It's just he's not. I don't think Jonathan is the. Oh my god! Wait, is it the JoJo's thing today?
That's the fourth.
It might be.
Fourth.
Oh, it's the fourth. The fourth. Okay. My heart stopped for a second. I was like, I must be on Twitter. Like, I need to know what's gonna happen. But yeah, it's funny because like when I named the channel JoJo Talks Too Much, everyone's like JoJo's reference. No, but now it's like my favorite series. Like, well, one of them. My favorite series is free, and that confuses people quite often. But like, I like sports anime. But yeah, JoJo's is definitely one of my favorite series. A lot of the content creators I watch are have either are in some way connected, like X-Forts or Caleb IA and stuff like that. And I believe it was X-Forts who said like Jonathan's the baseline.
yeah,
And I think that's important. Like Jonathan is the Joestar sense of justice.
Yeah.
And I think that's very important. And then that's where you get Joseph, who's like the antithesis of that, right?
The goat.
Until apparently Steel Ball Run, because people say like Steel Ball Run is where you get like Johnny, and he's like even crazier dark.
Yeah.
Like he's like more insane, I guess.
I mean, kinda.
Is he like?
I mean,
Yeah,
he's just
kinda.
kind of like dedicated, is the
He
way I
is
would
a-
say it. So
well,
like he's willing to make like
the
well, like-
he's pretty crazy.
I mean,
like people have told me that he's an asshole. That's all
I
I
wouldn't
know.
say
Yeah.
he's an asshole. I
well,
don't know
he
about
starts that way, for sure.
Oh, okay.
You'll have to
is
see.
he?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the only thing I know about him is that people have told me he's an asshole and that he's apparently like he doesn't have the use of his legs or something.
Yeah, he's paralyzed.
Yep.
That's kind of crazy. I'm excited for Steel Ball Run.
It's
Everyone's
cool.
like, it's the best part. So I'm definitely excited because you guys know I'm anime
Yeah,
only
yeah.
for pretty much everything, outside of Tokyo Ghoul, which is the one exception.
Oh.
But that's because that anime was so bad that I had no
What about
choice.
Promised Neverland? That's the new one.
Promised Neverland was trash too, but I tried reading it and I was on stream and everything. And everyone's like, JoJo, don't do this to yourself. Like, people just like, I can't read manga. I don't know what it is. It's like a mental block. That's like, no. Even when I was in school, I had a teacher who just knew that I wasn't book smart. They're like, you're not, like, you don't learn through like reading it. You learn by like watching.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay. So like, ever since then, I'm like, oh, okay. So I guess that's just how it is. Like, even when it comes to like stuff like Harry Potter, it's like, no, I never cared about the books at all. I was just a huge fan of the movies. But that's just me, right? Like, I totally respect people who are like, no, I love reading, I love manga. I totally get it.
Yeah.
But my pick for best JoJo, I do think Joseph's the best. I don't want to say best character, but like, he's the one that you get to know the most, just because you get to see him for the longest span of time.
Yeah.
You know, like you see young JoJo, old JoJo, and then eventually like retired like Joseph, right? Like you see him like that whole span. Jotaro's also a really great character. I think he's an eternalized character. Like a lot of Jotaro's development happens on the inside. You know, so you have to really look for it. And Giorno, I think, is really interesting.
Oh.
Like, just as like the duality between Dio and Jonathan, I think is cool. That is my favorite part. Is part 5.
I
However,
respect it.
my pick for best JoJo is actually Josuke.
Let's go.
Yeah, Josuke I think is the best.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I mean, I can't argue.
It's what-
We established
Yeah, we can't
I'm
argue.
just here to listen and accept, but not necessarily agree with.
Fair enough. I think Josuke is just, to me, it's Josuke is, he has the blend of Jonathan's honor and sense of justice with Joseph's like fun freewheeling kind of lifestyle, where he's like goofy and he's got sleight of hand. And Josuke, just to me, like, it's the only thing about part 5 that bums me out, is that I'm like, there's no Josuke. You know, because it's like this. I mean, we got Koichi, which is cool, but like, you know, it's not the same. But I mean, like they're two healing stands. Like they wouldn't have worked well together anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think I would give it to Josuke, but I haven't seen part 6 yet, so
No
we'll
spoilers.
see.
Nope.
A friend of mine, my buddy's son. Son's one of those dudes who like you meet early on in your YouTubing career and they just become like your best
Oh
friends.
yeah.
Son, he loves part 6, and I'm pretty sure Jolene's like his favorite.
Jolene is great.
She's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited for Jolene. Katie read some of part 6.
Ooh.
So anytime I talk about JoJo, she's like very silent because I'm like, I wonder what's gonna happen in part 6. Like the only thing I know is there's a prison.
Yep.
Some dude named Poochie, and Dio's involved somehow. I
It
don't
is
know.
the most
Like,
frustrating part for me for so many reasons. But
really?
I'd say it's
I'm
worth
so
it.
curious.
I
worth
won't
it,
even
though.
say my opinion.
It's worth it. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Because yeah, but I think that
Yeah.
Josuke's art design works really well with his character too.
100%. Like everything. Like JoJo's is so good. Like Araki's character designs are so good. Like it's like one of the most underrated parts of the series. I think is that I'm like nobody talks about this man's love for fashion. Like everybody's so on point. Like when I look at part 5, I'm like this is just the fashion part. This is where everybody's just fabulous.
Yeah, it's,
right? Like,
it's Italian. Like it
yeah,
fits so
exactly.
well.
Yeah, it's also like I remember like everyone's just like, of course you like this. Of course this part's your favorite. And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, you're Fudanshi. Like you're Fujoshi. Of course, fucking part 5, the gayest of the JoJo parts is your favorite. I'm like, of course it is. Like, but yeah, it's so good. Like the fashion in JoJo's, the stand designs, so good. JoJo's is such a brilliant series. I love JoJo so much.
Chef's
I really
kiss.
think that it benefits by being animated. Like you said earlier, you can bend the rules, and I think that the use of color, the use of sound design, like everything really amps JoJo's up in animation versus reading it.
Yeah.
That's what I gather. Like I know a lot of people were like, "Thank God, Part 5's finally animated because now I know what King Crimson does."
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Which is really funny to me. It's like, damn, there's an anime adaptation that improves
Right.
according to manga fans. That's crazy. Like, but
Few
yeah,
and far between.
that was they are very few and far between.
Well,
But yeah,
are you guys prepared for an epic game? Huh?
hell yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
It's going to be nice and short. There are 3. So we're bringing back the epic art activity. That's right. Woo, yeah. It's been so long. Oh my god. Even though we just did one.
Yeah,
Oh.
man.
Yeah.
I am ready.
So basically on the stream, I'm going to put up an epic drawing that I have made based on an anime character. So all 3 of these,
Okay.
I know for a fact, are both anime that you have seen. So you both are able to go against each other to try to get it right. Or do you want to work together? You know, maybe feeling generous, you two could if you wanted. I'll leave it up to you.
Power of friendship.
Power of friendship.
Well, let's fairy tale
Yeah.
this.
Okay. Then here's what I'm going to say.
Friendship our way
Right?
through this.
Okay.
Here's what I'm going to say. I am so confident that you 3 can get all 3 of these right. I didn't pull any
Who's
major
the-
bamboozle this time.
Who's the third person involved?
There's
Chat.
3 characters.
Oh,
you
you
freaking
said you said
idiot.
the 3 of us.
Oh, did I?
So it's me,
oh,
JoJo,
my bad.
and
I meant
Chad.
like, the 2 of you should have no problem getting the 3 of these drawings. And if you don't, I'm gonna call you both losers. Is that fair?
Okay.
Is
Yeah.
that fair?
Fair enough. Fair
All
enough.
right, so we're not even gonna do points. If you get one wrong, you're losers. It's that simple.
So
Okay.
before you start, I wanted
Yes.
to point out that we've got a dot in our logo there.
Yeah, I know
It
it's been
really-
there, and it shouldn't be because I got rid of it, but yet it's still there.
Okay, cool.
No, like I put it in Photoshop and I removed it, and then it's still there. So I don't know what happened.
Okay, cool.
You're welcome.
All right.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I want it there actually.
All right.
It's his little buddy.
Yeah.
So
Now...
the 2 things I need from both of you are the character's name and the series it's from.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No,
No.
not
Hell yeah.
here.
All right, then the
Character name and series.
first one
series,
is
easy.
on the stream.
Oh my God.
Oh my god. Fuck.
It's Pesci.
It's Pesci. Okay, I'm glad you
Pesci
knew the
from
name.
part 5.
Perfect.
Yeah. Jeez.
You already know what it's from because we just talked about it. I'll let
He
you
looks
have
like
it.
a-
It's your favorite.
he
It
looks-
is part 5.
I like his.
That
forehead.
was terrifying. It's like, oh my God.
His forehead lines look like a sad panda. Like.
Oh my God, they do look like a sad panda.
Oh, okay. Good
Such an
job,
upset
gamers.
panda.
He's so sad looking.
Oh,
That was so funny. First one. Ah!
I mean, hopefully they all startle you because Number
That was
2.
really funny.
Oh,
no.
please.
Oh no! I don't know this character's name.
I don't know who
She's
that
from
is.
My
Oh,
Hero.
I can see all the
My
parts
she's
where
one of
I
the.
failed to color it in. Oh.
She's from.
She's from My Hero. Yeah,
Okay.
she's the. I don't know her name.
What does she do? What does she do?
She's the She's the dumbest character in all of My Hero.
The worst character in the whole
That doesn't-
series.
She literally just like puts body parts into herself. Like it's
awful.
or something like that.
It's awful.
It's such a dumb power.
I have no clue. I would not.
And
Oh, come on.
she's in the provincial exams arc
In the-
where like she's with like the one she's one of like the other schools who's like training heroes outside of UA, and she's useless, bro.
She's not
like
the-
how is she even in the hero course? How is Shinso in general studies when she's in the hero
He
course?
has the single worst quirk in the series, and I will fight
I-
anybody who thinks otherwise.
I have no
It's
clue.
such trash. I got nothing.
Body
I got
eater.
nothing.
Body
But,
eater.
I'm gonna say.
So, all right, I will give you two
I got
possible
nothing.
answers. You can either get her first name or her hero name. I'll give you
Okay.
either option.
I
think it's.
I'll guess hero name. I'm not looking at chat because
No.
like
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want
I-
chat to spoil.
Such
yeah,
a
mine's
good-
full screen.
I forgot to say that earlier.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. I don't know, like minimizer or something.
I think it's Yakahira. That's her name.
No.
Shoot.
Evan, she was in the last chapter, you freak. You should have
Was
known.
she? Oh!
Yeah. Her
What?
name is
Oh, she
Tatami,
is
and her
so worthless.
hero name is Turtleneck, I think. But there you go.
Turtleneck.
Turtleneck.
She is so
Something like
worthless.
that.
That's
Yeah.
look at how you look
Wow,
at
you guys
how
are
is that
losers.
helpful?
Losers. Don't even recognize the worst My Hero character, and you guys call
As
yourself
as
fans?
if this character wasn't like couldn't be any more insufferable.
Oh, that's...
Now she's the reason I got called a
Oh
loser.
my god. No.
I at least like recognized her immediately, so I'm gonna give
Yeah,
myself a pat on the back for
I
that.
would
So it's
know-
like this
I would
friggin'.
have thought that was from Naruto. I thought
Bunch
that
of
was freaking like Tamara.
Big stinking losers.
She
I
does
can't
look like
believe
Tamari
this.
a bit.
Wow, I had so much faith. Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
shit.
Okay.
Damn.
Well, there's one more. You're already losers, but maybe you can be less of losers, right? Like,
Thanks, man. That's really nice.
You're
of
welcome.
you.
Appreciate that. Though.
there you go. Good luck. It's so terrible.
Is that what?
Wait,
Okay.
who is that? Oh, is it Gabby?
Oh, it is Gabby. That's Gabby.
From
Because I
what?
saw the slash. No, so it's like, is it Gabby?
From what?
Shingeki no Kyojin.
Yeah.
Yeah, from
Final
Attack on
answer?
Titan.
Yep.
Okay, you guys.
Guess
are
what I'm
lots
gonna
of
guess?
losers, But
He
yeah.
looks like She looks like Sasuke in this picture.
Yeah, okay. I was like,
Listen, I gave you guys the no symbol because
That's how I do. I was like, bad.
Bad.
No.
Wow. Okay. Well, you
Sucks.
guys are like losers. So I
Got
hate
2
to
out
say
of
it.
3.
All right. Well, as losers, I have like a little. All right. I have a little
What?
something prepared here that I did not bring forth with Evan ahead of time. And Jojo, I know this. You're gonna have an awful time with this because it's the worst.
I'm stressed.
Okay.
But it's. I only want you guys to witness about 5 minutes. Can you guys dedicate 5 minutes to this awful
Yeah.
thing I have prepared?
Yeah.
Shinzo Sasagyo.
Okay. Then give me a second here because I
What?
need to do something. I'm gonna bring it up on Discord so you guys can enjoy this with me.
What the fuck did you do?
Alrighty.
I'm
So-
really confused. I
So
don't
bring that up on Discord so you guys can witness this.
Oh no.
So
What the
No,
fuck
please.
is this?
just listen. So I'm gonna put this up on the stream so the gamers can also enjoy this with us.
This is cruel and
So-
unusual punishment.
So Evan here is a huge fan of the hit film Cool Cat Saves the Kids. Are you familiar with that, JoJo?
I am very
Yes!
familiar with Cool
You
Cat
know about
Saves the
Cool Cat!
Kids.
I love you! Oh, well, okay.
That's when I saw
anyways,
Derek
so-
Savage. I was like, no.
So there's a new Cool Cat film. And,
Oh, Daddy Dare?
No.
yeah, Daddy Derek. And, like, I watched the first couple minutes of it, and it is so hilarious that I just wanted to
no.
witness Evan's reaction live on stream.
Why
Because
would you
I just
put
wanted
this-
him to
Okay.
have a bad time, basically.
Why would you put this on us?
Because you need to see Cool Cat.
This
You
is-
need to see Cool Cat. You need to see how butchered Cool Cat is now. It's outrageous.
What do you mean butchered? What the
You'll
fuck is that
see.
supposed to mean?
All right,
Oh my
get ready. Oh, I need to turn that down
Oh,
slightly.
I'm-
That's
yeah,
very loud.
That's super loud. Look at him. What a beast.
So, a fun fact.
Run, Cool Cat!
Oh no!
The actor who plays Cool Cat is he got fired by Daddy Derek because he wouldn't pay him enough.
Uh-huh.
So now
Really?
Derek does the voices and everything.
What?
Oh
Why?
no.
There's also Dirty Dog.
Who's Dirty Dog? Free!
No.
Oh yeah, the film is called Cool Cat Fights Coronavirus, by the way.
No.
I hate Cool
Why?
Cat. I'm Dirty Dog. That's me.
Daddy Derek, no.
There he is.
The
Look at him.
man. Oh, he.
There
Legend.
he is.
Oh, I don't. Oh man, he has seen better days. Daddy.
The surfboard. Oh god.
Daddy Derek has seen better days. He is looking rough right now.
He's looking a little, yeah.
Not even like
Quarantine is not treating my dude well. Like,
Oh.
Wait, isn't Daddy Derek married to Mama Cat?
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening?
Oh.
Why?
that's
So Daddy,
wait.
So he's what is that walk?
No.
I'm so
no.
He's going to save the kids.
no.
Look at him go! What a beast! Yay!
Oh no, Cool Cat, what happened?
I know.
Oh my god!
No!
No!
Oh no!
Stop! What the fuck?
Wow, they really went in.
Yeah,
Why
they
is
did.
there
They're like,
a
no,
real
full
they did.
furry.
Why is there a real furry in this?
Full furry, they went all the way. No, what the hell?
What is wrong?
Is your movie Sucks
Evan,
gonna show up in this
Evan,
at some point?
Evan.
Like,
What?
Merry Christmas.
What?
You're in the Cool Cat movie.
Wait. This isn't edited?
No, this is in. This is in.
Is
the
that
movie.
real?
This is in the movie.
that's real?
God, no. I don't believe you. What?
No.
So
That's
Evan,
not real.
so
I don't
Evan-
believe that.
so
How?
I don't believe you.
it's alright. I'm a stare
What?
right now. I've been waiting for
What?
this for months. I've been waiting for this for months,
Fights.
and it's so.
Wait.
so-
Cool Cat Fights Coronavirus Kickstarter.
Yeah, so basically there was a reward on there where you could get your photo in the film, and it was right around like November. So I was like, I'm gonna get Evan in the film.
You.
Oh my
So
god.
I actually got the picture sent back, and it's signed by Daddy Derek. You get
What?
yourself a script that's also signed by Daddy Derek, and you got some Cool Cat merch coming
with
your
you?
way. Merry
What is
Christmas!
wrong with you?
I told you it'd be worth
You
the wait.
lucky. There you are, immortalized in film.
He's also next to a furry. I was so happy to see that.
What is wrong with you?
Come on. You know you
Are
want to
you
be immortalized
okay?
in Cool Cat lore forever.
Are you okay?
Me?
This
Are
is
you
brilliant.
okay?
Are you
Me.
okay? What's wrong with your brain?
See, even chat right now. I just have to go check
No,
chat
I don't
because I was
want
like, I have to see their
Evan,
reaction.
no.
They're like, "Is that the Evan from Cool Cat?"
Throw shit.
Oh no! Oh,
where?
God. Oh god. Oh, I can't.
Where?
I can't.
How?
I can't do it.
That's amazing. I'm so glad I was
I'm
there.
so
for that.
happy you were too, JoJo. I was so nervous if you would know who Cool Cat was or not. Otherwise, you'd just be so confused. But I'm so happy.
confused. Yeah, I've seen.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm blown.
I've
Dude,
seen
do you
the.
have
This
your
film was
copy of
supposed
it?
to be done in January, and it
Do you
took
have
till
a copy
April.
of it?
The film?
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah, I could send you it because I was a Kickstarter
Oh,
for
thanks,
you, so
man.
I have the whole thing early. It's gonna
How
be
do
released
I-
on YouTube soon.
That's not
Oh
good.
my god.
No, I'm gonna be on. I hate you.
Evan,
No!
Evan, Danny. All right,
That's
listen.
so funny.
Derek's goal with this film is to have it shown in schools
No,
to educate them
stop
about
it.
coronavirus.
Oh my god.
I'm not even,
Sure,
dude.
I'm not gonna show-
Imagine Evan is teaching or like
It's
part of some
sure-
class someday, and they put on Cool Cat Fights Coronavirus,
That
and some
won't
kid
be
in the back's
shown.
like, "Wait a second, that guy looks like you."
That won't be shown. That won't be shown.
I
in
know,
schools.
I know. but-
They can no.
let me
believe.
dream.
Believe in the heart of the cards.
So, Merry Christmas.
That is beyond anything I could have ever expected.
I told you would never be able to guess it, even if you tried.
Yeah, you got that right. I want to find like
my
a
God.
picture of him talking about me.
Yeah,
He's banned me, or he's blocked me before.
I know, but I told him that my friend is a really big fan of Coolcat and he really wants his picture in the film, so that's why.
Oh yeah, he blocked me on Twitter before.
Well, now you're immortalized.
I'm in his movie. Great.
Immortalized.
Awesome. I'm gonna tweet him. Say, hey, I'm in your movie. Give me some money.
Well, I doubt he'll do that.
You don't think so?
Oh, you should be in the credits too.
Wait.
I guess I can go
my
look.
God,
I haven't even
awesome.
looked at the credits yet because I didn't get that
and a
far.
mask? Excuse me?
Yeah, you get a t-shirt and a mask. I told you
What?
get some epic Coolcat merch.
A mask?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Aren't you lucky?
Is it
Hang
like
on,
a...
That's
I gotta find your name in here somewhere.
What
It's gotta
kind
be
of
in here.
mask is it?
It's like a face mask. You know, like the kind
Limited
you wear
one
around.
of two? You're the only one
Wait,
who
no,
did that!
no. I didn't get. No. It's not the one where like there's a mask attached to it. It's just like a normal mask.
Yeah, but there's only two.
Oh,
You were
there
the
was four.
only one.
There was four. Actually,
Well,
there was four.
okay, it says limited to 4, but it says 1 of 2 left. What?
Yeah.
2 posters. Copy of the script.
Yeah.
This is the worst day of my life.
I'm
Nonsense.
so happy.
This is a wonderful day.
I'm so happy. Jojo, thank you for being here for that. It's been like I've been waiting for that for such a long time. You have no idea.
I'm so happy I was there because I was just like I was literally expecting like your movie sucks to show up or something.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait. And then I heard you go, no! I was like, oh god.
I thought you were just showing us this because it was gonna be stupid. Like I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I
what
had
I
no
wanted
idea.
you to think. I subverted
was
your
a-
expectations.
That was a really good surprise. Until
Listen, we may have lost the game, but I feel like we won the war.
Exactly.
So
Well, I don't feel that way.
Oh, my life would be made if someday you tell me that some random guy recognized you from the Coolcat film.
Dude, don't put that in the world. Don't put that in the world.
I'm hoping
Tinder, too.
that happens
Dude,
now.
if someone on Tinder swipes on me and is like, "Hey, you're in Coolcat," I'll fucking throw my phone out the window. Like,
Never date again.
Exactly.
Just like
what?
Oh god,
That's
Dude,
so
my face is
funny.
probably so red right now from laughing.
I'm sweating.
Well,
hey man, I showed you my cringy Kingdom Hearts AMV, okay? Like, we've all had a moment this podcast
Yeah.
where we went like, oh
yeah.
no.
Well, I don't think Brandon did. I think Spooky had a moment.
I'm living large right now.
Yeah, he's doing good.
He's at a good spot.
Yep. Next time. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Oh, don't worry. I'll come up with some dumb shit.
Please one up
nothing's gonna-
that. I dare you.
Yeah, nothing's
dare
gonna
you.
top that.
Yep. You know, happy holidays in April.
As of 11, what the fuck? This is toxic. This
Nah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Oh my god. Well,
risks. What do you mean risks?
Jojo, thank you so much for coming
It will
onto
be
this
finished
podcast
and
today.
posted in December.
I'm so
Yeah,
happy.
bullshit.
Thanks for having me.
It was blessed. So, I don't know if you have anything else, Evan. I feel like you're distraught. So,
I'm bewildered. I'm perplexed.
oh,
I'm upset. I'm everything.
so while he's confused and contemplating, you know, he's having a crisis, midlife crisis right now. So, so Jojo, where can all these lovely people find you?
You can find me
Not in the
on
Cool Cat
YouTube. not in the Cool Cat movie, I'll tell you that. I'm definitely not hanging out with Daddy Derek. You can find me on YouTube at JojoTalksTooMuch. You can find me on Twitch, JojoTalksTooMuch, and Twitter if you want to follow my insane ramblings. That is also JojoTalksTooMuch, but with the number 2 instead of the word because my name wouldn't fit.
People who have the number 2 in their names are low key like some of the best people. Just a fun fact.
That's true.
It's elite speak. This is true.
Just saying.
I can agree. I can agree and co-sign.
Well, can I put my name in the? Can I put my resume? This on my resume?
100%.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
I'd be upset if you didn't.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
I was in an educational.
I didn't do anything.
film.
I was just here for it. But...
I'm in an educational film about the effects of the coronavirus.
See, people would just look at that and be like, "Oh, cool!" Like they wouldn't look into it.
No, they wouldn't even
They'd be
think
like,
about
"Oh,
it.
very cool."
But there's gonna be fucking videos made on this shit. There's gonna be YouTube videos made, and they're gonna show the furry. And I'm gonna be there, and it's gonna be me.
That's amazing.
I know it's not.
It's great.
I didn't even think that far ahead.
Yeah,
videos
I didn't
made.
think that far ahead. I hate everything. Always make videos.
I hate to say it, but there's like roasts incoming.
Oh my god, I'm crying.
Like that's gonna
They
happen.
always make videos on it.
Anything Cool Cat related gets some kind of video.
And there's the furry
Especially
right
when
there.
it's Cool Cat versus coronavirus.
The real furry is right there.
Oh, that's
my God.
amazing.
Okay. Well, you can follow us on Twitter at Sushi Podcast,
don't.
on Twitch at twitch.tv/American_sushi. We're also on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you can probably find us. We're there. Oh.
Wait. You need to answer Jazzy. That's a fake signed photo of me.
Yeah, he signed a photo of you. I'm not even
Why?
kidding. I don't know why he sent it back, and on the back was just a little signature. I'm like, oh, thanks, Derek.
I mean, maybe that's worth money eventually. That might
Yeah.
be an investment.
That is the photo from the film, Cool Cat Fights
Cat
Coronavirus.
That's such a useless film, too. Like, it's so bad.
Hey, this is gonna teach kids the dangers of coronavirus, Evan. Come on.
We have a vaccine.
This is gonna save lives.
It's a little late. I'm not gonna lie, but
It's super
You might be a little bit late. Just a teensy bit. Just a
I'm
teensy bit
fully
late.
vaccinated. Like, this is so worthless.
I'm fully vaccinated.
you also get a script.
That's
You
funny.
can read over all the dialogue. Maybe they'll like.
Awesome,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Great. I
Yeah.
can
It's
It's
remake
gonna be
it.
wonderful.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh my gosh.
but yeah. So who ends with the question, Evan? Is it me or you?
I don't want to talk anymore.
I'll do it then. So we always end these podcasts with a question that you can answer in the comments, or you can just say it out loud to yourself if you're an audio-only gamer. That's fine too. But the question for today is, are you going to watch the new Cool Cat film so you can see and support Evan? Please tell us in the comments section down below.
Literally,
And,
that literally helps me in no way. That supports me in zero ways.
we don't have to talk about that. The podcast is over.
There's-
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks again, Jojo, for being here. And thanks to everybody for showing
Thanks,
up live.
JoJo. I'm sorry.
That's. Are you kidding? I'm having a great time.